This is how to build a gravel pathway, making sure that we level it in a way that drainage can occur properly, and then boxing it in to fill it with the gravel. So let's go. To work out how much gravel you need to order, you will multiply the length by the width of the space, and then I usually times that by about a depth of 10 centimeters. That's 100 mil. So go pick up your gravel or get it delivered. I always opt for bagged gravel. It can be slightly more expensive, but I can carry it around the back and tip it out a lot more easily when there's very limited access. I've also got myself some bricks or pavers that I want to use for my edging, and some lining, some plastic lining to go underneath as a weed mat. You'll need a level, usually a longer one is better, and some other basic gardening tools like a shovel. So I'm just doing this at the back of my house here where it's always in shade, so no grass ever grows, and we do walk along this area quite often. It is sloping away from my house already, which is terrific. So you can use your level, and when you look at the spirit level on the inside, I want that bubble not to be right in the center. I want it up to the left. That means that it is angled and sloping away from my house. We don't want any moisture or water sloping towards the house because that way it's not going to drain off. So I just go along this length now with my level and just scraping it down if there's any bumps, getting out any, obstacles that are in the way there, some dead grass, some weeds and things like that, just so I'm working with a clean base to start with. There's also a few little lumps in the lawn, so I'm just getting rid of those and moving my way down with that level to make sure that the whole length of my pathway is sloping away from the house. I always try to get my boys involved in these things because it is a great learning experience. But as you can see, my helper is taking a little not so well-earned break here, but he does get involved soon. Use a measuring tape just to make sure that you're going to put those pavers the same distance from your wall the whole way along as well. If you have a chalk, you can do a chalk line along that spot. I'm going to mark out using a string line and then put my pavers down. I'm going to dig a little bit further out just to make sure my pavers are not just sitting on top of the soil, but are actually like slightly down in the soil. So one, I'm not kicking my toe on it all the time, especially here where it joins my other paved area. But also I just want enough sticking out to hold the gravel in place and have a nice clean edge. So I'm just going to dig a little bit out here, and then I'm going to do my string line and put the first few pavers down so that you can see how to do that. To make it a bit faster and not carry a measuring tape and a level along with me, I just use my measuring tape to mark on the level the width I want my path to be. That way I can just continue to use my level. Put the first couple of bricks in, check them carefully with the level, make sure they've got that slight slope so that everything is still running away from the house. Get those first ones in, and then we'll lay down our string line, and then it's a much quicker process from there. Now, you could absolutely concrete these in. That would be a great permanent solution, but nothing is permanent in my yard because I do like to change things up, and I do think maybe one day I will AstroTurf this whole section. So I am not concreting them in today. To do the string line, I just peg it at the beginning of that first paver, and then I stretch it out and use a peg at the other end as well. You could just use some kind of camping peg if you want. If you don't have anything else, just make sure that you go along and check the distance the whole way along and make sure everything is in the right place and that that line actually is correct the whole way down. It also can help you with the height of this. So if it is sloping away lengthways, you can also lower the peg at one end so that the top of the paver is sitting just flush with that string line to make sure that it is gradually sloping. And that is exactly what I've done here. Not only is it sloping away from the house from left to right, but it does have a slight slope towards that back corner of the garden as well. So my string line is slightly lower in that bottom corner just to make sure that everything is sloping away nicely. Once you've got that edge perfect, you can go along with your weed matting or some plastic and lay that down and cut it off to the right shape. And once that's done, it is time to put the gravel down. This is one of the reasons I like using bagged gravel. It's heavy, yes, but actually it's easy to carry to the correct spot and lay it out. You just cut a slit across it and it all falls out. The alternative is that you do get a delivery of gravel. Typically that would happen at the front of your house if you don't have very good access, like I don't, and you will have to shovel it into a wheelbarrow and carry that wheelbarrow around. So for me, it makes a lot of sense to pay a little extra to get the bagged gravel. That makes the convenience of it fantastic, and it actually makes it a way faster job with a lot less work for me. And there you go, another job done. If you don't like to walk on gravel, you can obviously put down some pavers or stepping stones. Just make sure you use that level to make sure they're nice and level as well.